And what's the assessment in Taiwan, especially on China's refusal to promise renunciation of use of force? Is there a thinking that China is waiting for that right moment to strike?
Yes, there's not actually a lot of discussion of the 20th National Congress in Taiwan. Domestic news stories often dominate, and Chinese military threats are nothing new. And so in that sense, there is relative calm. People are not talking about this in the sense of that this is the only news story. It is a front-page news story, but one among many. So with regards to that, yeah, Taiwan is the pressing issue for China at present. Taiwan is obviously on China's doorstep. China is also reliant on Taiwan for key goods such as semiconductors. Its own supply lines are highly dependent on. I just stress that the U.S. position on Taiwan is that it is undecided. The U.S. one China policy and China's one China principle have never been the same thing. And oftentimes Americans themselves, American government officials, are not actually aware of this and oftentimes conflate their own government position with that of China's. But in that sense, I think Xi is trying to tout Taiwan as an accomplishment. I don't actually think he is so hasty to war here, given the economic cataclysm and the enormous loss of life that would occur in the event of a Taiwan contingency. That's not something that China can weather at present. And so Xi is touting China and Taiwan as having accomplished stuff regarding Taiwan. And so that is a reason why then he should be granted a third term. He has made gains in Taiwan.
Okay. So he knows the consequences. President Xi Jinping, General Hasnain, is that also your assessment that Xi Jinping knows the consequences? As Brian points out, I was in Taiwan last month. I interacted with some of their military commanders, and they said that the losses on the Chinese side will be immense in case China attempts to take Taiwan by force. So will China wait perhaps through this decade, increase its military and economic strength, and then in the coming decade try and take over Taiwan, perhaps even by force?
See, Gaurav, President Xi is today about almost 70 years old.
Yes.
And he's, well, got 10 years, 12 years, or whatever it is. Taiwan is going to be a legacy issue for him. He would want to leave behind an integrated Taiwan as far as China is concerned. How late or how early he begins depends on that a lot. But in today's world, there is no guarantee, as we have seen from this war in Ukraine at the moment. There is no question of a weak state and a powerful state. You've seen a combination of states. You've seen technologically enabled states being actually disabled completely. So guarantees of victory are not there. And Xi Jinping cannot afford defeat. There is under no circumstances can he see a rollback of the PRC from the shores of Taiwan getting back, because that will take the next 40 or 50 years for them to get back into Taiwan again. So whatever he does has to be done with a degree of guarantee. So I do think he's going to move carefully on this. And this is the window which the rest of the world will have, or at least the United States will have, or whoever else is there in the Indo-Pacific as interested players at that time will have. This is the window. So I don't think Xi is going to be in a hurry to do anything in the very near future. The next 5 years will take a lot of time to consolidate. Perhaps the projection of a new world order based on the Chinese concept of thinking now. This is the time when he will start shaping this kind of a thing.
Okay.
The strike point is Taiwan. It is not the start point which is Taiwan.
Okay, the strike point is Taiwan. So next 5 years, you say he'll consolidate, and then he has another 5 years, perhaps at best. He cannot afford another Galwan-like situation where the army rushes into something and then is unable to carry it to its logical conclusion.